Welcome to the Parkinson's Disease Education Show, where we demystify the disease and empower you as the person with Parkinson's disease to reach your true potential. The content contained on this show is for informational purposes only and is not meant to be a replacement for information or advice that you receive from your in-person medical or therapy professionals. If you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing, and for an even more personalized experience, please ask us about our memberships. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Howdy, folks. Dr. Michael here for What's Next Wednesday. We're on a roll for November. We got 2 now, so that's great. I wanted to come on briefly to remind you all. I mentioned it in the last What's Next Wednesday, but I wanted to make sure to reiterate that this coming weekend there's going to be a new episode, and that one is going to cover the GLP-1 Receptor Agonists, and that was touched on in the other What's Next Wednesday as a preview of upcoming content. We already did the episode I mentioned before that was on Parkinson's scams and what to look out for with false treatments and or maybe they're offshoots of real treatments that may or may not work, all those things. So if you haven't seen that video, please do check that out. And it will also be in a audio podcast form as well in the near future. But this coming weekend is the one about the GLP-1 receptor agonist. So I wanted to briefly touch on what that is. If you didn't see my What's Next Wednesday before, I wanted to remind you of what GLP-1 receptor agonists are and the connection with the Parkinson's world, if you aren't familiar with that, which I think most people probably are, but I don't want to assume anybody has heard this topic before. So basically, if you've heard of medications like these new shots that are out nowadays for weight loss, so Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, there's a couple others that kind of fall in this category. Off the top of my head, I don't remember their names, but these are medications that are injections that are typically given. A lot of times it's been in diabetics to help manage blood sugar levels and weight loss. And they're also used by people without diabetes for weight loss. But there's some ongoing research that there's already been some research done. There was a study published, I think it was 2 years ago, either 23 or 24. I think it was 2 years ago, where they had just done one trial looking at the effects of GLP-1 receptor agonists on, it was on several areas of, I think it was motor symptoms and maybe non-motor symptoms. I forget if it was both. But regardless, they did some studies and the results were kind of up in the air a little bit. There was some promising results, but not as much as they'd hoped, but there's also more research to come, and it opened the doors for more research. So it'll be interesting to see what comes down the road in the future, but I wanted to at least let you know what's going on right now or what has happened in the last couple of years, and that's what's going to be covered in the episode this coming weekend. So in other words, is this going to be a treatment that is worth looking into, or will it be in the future? And that's what's up for question at this point. It's really interesting to think about the possible effects. We know that mitochondria have problems with Parkinson's disease. There's glucose uptake issues. Trying to think of what I was going to say about the mechanism. So I'm not going to go into more detail about that because we're going to be talking about that on the video this weekend about the mechanism behind GLP-1 receptor agonists and how that may play a role in Parkinson's management. I think that's about it for this one. So this will be a shorter video today. Just going to remind you of that one that's coming up. And also, I left a link in the description below, or if you're on Facebook, it's in the post, about Comfort Linen has a really good Black Friday sale going on at 25% off, which is huge. I don't know if that's in addition to the discount you get for using our link, but regardless, I left it below so you can try it and see if you are interested in those linens. They're actually specifically designed by a physical therapist for people with Parkinson's. And I know people that use them that have Parkinson's and really love it because of the ease of mobility in bed, but also the comfort in terms of temperature regulation and beyond. So if you use regular cotton linens, there tends to be a lot more friction, but their linens are specifically designed to be uh, to have ease of movement, so you can kind of slide across it. They even have pajamas that you can get to pair with the sheets and stuff that make it even easier. So anyway, check that out if you want, if you're interested, or if you know somebody that is interested in that. They would be greatly benefit from that, and I think they have good returns policies, hopefully. Um, but that's about it for today. Hopefully, I'll see you at the premiere this weekend, typically 9 o'clock Central Time, um, and then we'll go from there. I'm not sure what the next topic will be, but I've got several ideas coming up, so I'll let you know about that in the next What's Next Wednesday. I just have to call this commenter out. What disability do you have? That way I know which one not to make fun of. You know, this is a channel about positivity and research and topics related to Parkinson's disease. I don't really see any point in making this comment other than you're just a troll. So have a good day. Hopefully you find some joy in life today. But yeah, that's all I got. And I appreciate you all watching, the those of you that were here today. If you also were here watching the replay, let me know in the comments as well. So thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. This weekend, I'll see you actually at the premiere. And as always, be empowered. Have a great afternoon.